Janelle, you're the lucky girl. You're our direct. So what we did is we put this together because we wanted to be able to educate people on what we do in a very low stress, no sales, really just educational format. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through who we are as a company, what we do, of course, how we do it, and our company's evolved a great deal over the past 3 years. Just look at some data, and then also show a couple of use cases of how we use the data that we capture in our board in our analytics to help drive improvements for our customers and working directly with them. So I'll go ahead and jump right in. Let's do it. So our mission as a company really is to help you generate more leads and, of course, leading to more revenue and more move-ins for your company from your website. But our dual mission has always been to make it really easy for consumers to engage with your website, convert into your sales team, and do it in a way where they feel empowered. Our consumers have changed a lot, and they want to drive their own experience and they want options. And of course, self-serve is really critical. So that's really important. And then how do we do it? We have a suite of engagement and conversion tools that help turn your website visitors or your landing pages visitors, or you can use our products in other ways as well into high quality leads. So that's where we're focused. And mainly, the majority of all of our customers are like 95% senior living, whether it's rental, CCRCs, but we also have PACE, we have some home care, we have some active adult, we have a lot of CCRCs. So that's where we are. So where our focus is, we want to help you get more leads off your website, ideally more tours if somebody's ready and they're at the bottom of the funnel. Improve your website and landing page user experience. So we want to make it really easy for the people we serve, whether they're the older adults themselves or their families. I want to help you reduce website drop off, keep those folks engaged, give them options, leverage that existing content you have, help educate. And I will show some data on what we saw in our conversions last year on resources and downloadable guides. And then, of course, improve your return on your investment on your entire marketing strategy by looking at the data and then optimizing that as we go and bringing insights to you, which is really important. And then we pride ourselves on really becoming part of your team. We'd like to meet with our customers once a month. If you'll have us, some will do every other month, but in general, we like once a month because we can make changes and pivots and learn about what your strategies are, maybe what your problems are, see if we can help. And then we do work with your other vendors as well, whether it's your digital marketing partners, or your pay-per-click or whoever it might be, to see how we can also help add value with our tools. So that's really where we stand and who we are. Our solution is really multifaceted. I'd love to think of it as, so you don't get overwhelmed, as a customizable tool. So each customer we work with, depending on what their needs are and what they're trying to achieve, what their service levels are, how the community's doing, whether it's rural or not rural, as we can actually put together a beautiful, engaging website assistant that can combine different tools. So the core of our product is called the Navigator. That's our website assistant. And this is how we present the options for the consumer to engage with your brand, links, our ProForms, digital ProForms, a smart AI conversational assistant. We can even embed live chat into it, but I'll go into that in a little more detail. The second product is our digital forms and our conversational forms. They're very multifunctional. We also have a conversational AI assistant that's built on ChatGPT 4.0, and it also only gets trained on your communities and your organization. And then we can continue to improve upon that. And then we have an analytics dashboard that allows you to go ahead and look at your data and ideally optimize your tools. So it's really taking this product that we've built and working with you to understand your needs, and then plugging and playing what you think is most important for your business and what you've seen successful for your locations, and then continuing to optimize on that. And of course, always matching your brand and being very close with you that way. So I mentioned our Navigator, completely brandable. The buttons can be URL links. They can be JavaScript buttons where we can track GTM. We can track true lead source over to your CRM. Extremely versatile. We can also add our ProForms into this or just connect to your own landing pages. We also have an AI assistant that's optional that you can use or not use depending on your appetite for it, the conversational AI assistant. So it's highly versatile, really easy to use, easy to change on the fly. I'm going to show you some use cases where we just simply changed the text language on this navigator and assistant and how it impacted. And then, of course, tracking is so key. We want to know what people are clicking on. We want to know how they're converting. We want to know where they're coming from, right? We want to know all of those things. So this product is highly versatile that way. And then the second part of our product that's really high performing is our pro forms. We have customers that use it at the most simple level, but at the end of the day, there's also a conversational version of this, but it's really about being able to capture leads that are intent driven, right? Don't make them click and go somewhere else. Let them click and let them convert, make it quick. These can be embedded in the navigator. They can be embedded on any website or landing page, or they can also be a marketing link that could be behind an email signature. You could use it in your email. You could do lots of things with it, your digital media. So it's a very versatile form and they're highly customizable. They match your brand. You can put images in here if you want, testimonials in here. It's an incredible, powerful form. We do see very high conversion rates, anywhere from 18 to 42% from click to lead. And then we also see some of our customers are seeing completion rate, form completion rates are up to 90%. So they're high performing, and they do fit the people that we serve well. They're very easy to use, and highly configurable. And then we also have a lifestyle quiz. We started our company with this back in 2019. We released a lifestyle quiz. That product has become so much more versatile, customizable icons. It's really about how do we engage somebody mid-funnel. Maybe they're not ready to tour. Maybe they're downloading resources. Maybe they're at the top of the funnel. But this feels more mid-funnel where you can go in, engage somebody not quite ready to speak to a salesperson, capture some data from them, let them engage with your brand, empower the salespeople to respond accordingly, empower you as a marketer to be able to go and set up marketing automation if you want to from this data using HubSpot or other platforms, and really focus on personalization, which is really key to us. Our customers tend to tell us that these tend to convert into move-ins more because there's more data shared, there's more commitment from the prospect, and our the newest thing we're releasing with this over the next 2 weeks is an AI generated summary from these lifestyle quizzes. So the salesperson will be educated, and they'll get the data in their email, but they're also going to get an AI generated story that will be about the prospect, the top three potential next steps, and also three open-ended questions that they can start their discovery. So if you know me or have followed me at all, personalization and sales is really my passion. So I really wanted to empower salespeople to be more effective. So that will be coming out in the next 2 weeks. We'll be announcing it out to the market, but it's really about leveraging this data that we capture, but empowering our salespeople to be more effective and helping them along the way because we can generate leads, but if the salespeople aren't selling, then that's not doesn't fall into our court, but we want to help. We want to help them be more effective. So that's new. We also do, if you prefer forms that are in a chat style that are decision tree, and most companies out there that do it now is it's not full conversational AI, it's just a decision tree. We also have the ability to do them in conversational as well, which is really important. Can be more engaging and fun. You could do this with a lifestyle quiz. It could be a basic form. It's really however you want to do it. And then our most recent release is really our virtual assistant. I mean, this is literally a very forward technology, advanced product. What we're learning, we're testing it on 50 sites right now, is that it really is top of the funnel. It's there for people to answer questions, keep them engaged on your website, reduce drop off. We do see conversions on it as well through the AI agent. But we've also put some call to actions so people can go ahead and convert into the funnel as well. And so far, we're loving it. The tone, how it's been trained, it's completely trained on the back end to only your brand, only your website, only your documents, text documents, FAQs, whatever you want to educate this agent on, we educate them for each community, and then help you get that implemented into the product. So it's a way of using AI now in a way that is just amazing and engaging. So yeah, so that's our latest product. And then we also have notifications. So each one of the salespeople receive a notification either via text or via email. And the new AI summaries will also be in these emails. For the lifestyle quiz, we do have gamification badges, which also inform sales. Again, going back to that fashion, and letting them know when there's a positive affect from a lead. Nothing negative, but hey, this is a homeowner. Hey, this person's ready to make a decision. Hey, this person's looking for assisted living. Their timeline is quick, right? They're in need of help. So we do that as well. Integrations, it's where we live. We have an open API, really important for you to have your data. We also do webhooks. There's all kinds of things that we do with customers if they need it. So the CRM, marketing automation, we're there. We want to make sure you have your data. We have advanced integrations with Welcome Home, where we track true lead source. Where did it come from? Was it organic, Facebook, et cetera, et cetera? We go in as a marketing touch point because we're not the lead generator, we're the converter. And then we also integrate other really well-known products in the market into our products. So if you use Rubric, you can link to your Rubric from our navigator. If you wanted live chat with either site staff or our partner Juvo Leads, you could have 24/7 live chat built right into the navigator. So we really wanted to create a product that was really highly flexible and that really met the needs of our individual customers. I'm just going to quickly give you a live demo just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And so we have, let me jump over to, let me hide this. I thought I had it open already. So here's a sample of one of our customers. This is SRI Management. They have over 50 locations. And the navigator is here on the lower right-hand corner. For this particular customer, they wanted chat built in. So they use a company called Juvo Chat. So they have a 24/7 operator available at any time. They also use our AI assistant, so somebody can ask questions if they just want to engage, ask if there's pets, etc. And I don't want to mess up with their analytics, but I'll show it to you on the back end. And they also use our ProForms. So for them, they wanted to be able to capture leads quickly, the ability to either download a brochure, right? And then also they could go ahead and schedule a visit using our tool as well. So they could schedule a visit on their own full time. You could use the conversational, which would pop up vertically as well. But at the end of the day, they like our ProForms. They like how simple they are. They like that it can engage anybody. They're easy to use. And of course, that they really perform. They're really strong. And then, of course, we want to be able to exit out and get people out of the sales funnel and bring them to the hiring or the career as well. So it's highly versatile, really easy to use. The other thing that I would definitely say about it is that we've built this so people can actually, if you're interested in self-serving and you want to actually update your navigator on your own, simply just changing text, we've created it so it's really easy to use. So you could actually go in and make changes if you want. You can also see it in full demo mode. You can play with it, make sure it's exactly the way you want it. My Zoom window's in the way. Hold on. There we go. And then, of course, your full dashboard and your analytics are here as well. So you can manage your AI agent here. You can manage all the ProForms that we have. You can test them. We can do it in debug mode. So for us, it's really important that we have a great partnership with our customers and understanding what they're trying to achieve, make sure that it's all working. And then, of course, for us, the analytics are really critical. At any time, how many forms are being completed? What is your completion rate on your forms? How is it doing per community? What communities aren't doing well? Be able to link to the responses and the leads, look at drop-off statistics, really manage and understand what's going on with either all of your communities, some of your communities, an individual community, but being able to pull it for any date range and be able to see what's going on. We also do that with the agent as well. We want to be able to measure and see how good the agent is working and how it's converting in. And then also the navigator. What are people clicking on? What are the call to actions? What are they using the most? How effective is it working? At the end of the day, we want to be able to look at all of this with you on our monthly meetings and then pull some insights from it and then understand what's working and not what's not working. So pretty straightforward. And then we went through that already. I just want to share a couple use cases. You can do changes on the fly. me share some data with you. Hopefully you'll find some things interesting in here. So for us, like I said, by offering a product that really offers a full funnel conversion is really important to us. So when we're thinking about our product and building it out, how do we make it more full funnel for our customers? And how do we make sure that we have ways for consumers to convert in no matter where they are in the funnel, right? When they're learning about and searching. So I already mentioned these things. Our conversion rate, our completion rates on our forms are off the charts compared to a regular contact us form. We do have customers that see up to 90%. And then our click to lead conversion rate is an average of about, I think the last quarter was 36% or 38%, but we see upwards of 42%. And then, of course, reducing bounce rates is really important for our customers. So it's, keeping those folks engaged and not leaving them so they don't go to someone else's website and capturing those leads. We have a real mix of customers, CCRCs, skilled nursing, rental. We have a real mix of customers, and we learn from every single one of them. And we're very proud of our partnerships with these customers and how we serve them and our close relationships with them as well. And so some data. So let's look at some data. So I wanted to pull our data for 2024 so we could start to share that with the industry. So what we saw in 2024 is that in the top five CTA engagement on the Navigator is pricing and specials. This is 2023. And I wanted to just kind of share the trends to 2024. So in 2023, we saw pricing and specials as being the number one converter. Downloadable content, survey technology, whether you used our lifestyle quiz or rubric or any money gauge or any of these other surveys. Schedule a tour, of course, closer to the bottom of the funnel. And we had just started incorporating live chat. So live chat was coming up through the ranks as well. In 2024, we've seen a trend where it goes more focused on content and resources. And visits actually moved up, surveys moved down. But it's not a surprise that Speak to an Advisor moved down because Gartner did a study that said that 77% of people surveyed did not want to speak to a salesperson off the bat. So we really need to give them ways to convert into our platform. So here's our conversion rates for all our pro forms. This is actually form completion, 38%. So we hover somewhere in the 38 to 35%, but we have customers that go up as high as 70s and 90%. It just depends on the customer, how much they drive to their website, how simple they keep it, all of those good things. So here's our data for 2024, and I sliced and diced this a couple different ways. Getting people out of careers, of course, that's just a CTA, and that's how we want to get them out. But pricing is always, always rising to the top. And we all know that in the industry. But what was interesting, if you look at downloads and resources, and if you combine those, at the end of the day, resources and education, whether it's a downloadable guide, whether it's a financial resources guide, a cost calculator, because we have a cost calculator as well. When you look at those things are by far the highest engaged, and also we're finding now the highest converting for senior living providers across the country. We also pulled lead conversion by day of the week. So our lead conversion, if it clearly at the beginning of the week, it's just a little bit more. But when I pulled this data, I was actually surprised that it was as even as we saw it. So what we did is we looked at every lead that ever came in across all of our customers, what day they came in, and they came out pretty equal, except Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday being slightly higher. I thought Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday would come in a lot higher, but it didn't. And then lead conversion by time of day, I would say that 56% of all leads come in between noon and 8 p.m. So a majority of the leads, I don't know if that matches what you see. And then 80% of the leads come in between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. So clearly could be older adults, or I mean, it could be the adult children, that are coming in during work at 12 p.m. or 4 p.m. would be close to lunchtime in California time, right? So there's a lot of people coming in at that term of day, which could inform your PPC and other things you do, but just interesting overall. A lead conversion by month as a company, again, it's pretty consistent across all months. I mean, January, maybe after the holidays, is a little bit higher, July and August, but at the end of the day, it's pretty consistent across every month, which we thought were interesting. We were looking to see if we could see some insights from it. And some data-driven use cases. We have Charter Senior Living is one of our customers. What we realized very quickly is that the floor plans and pricing, or the pricing CTA, was getting hit in the thousands. And what we were trying to do is figure out how could we get more conversions and help answer the age-old question, how much does it cost? So we worked with Charter. They created a beautiful downloadable financial guide. And then the financial guide was implemented in the Navigator as one of our pro forms, and it converted in customers at the same time while they were getting value. And it turned out that that became the number one converting mechanism, not only from an engagement perspective, but also 36.5% of all leads that came through the website came through the downloadable financial guide. So it's really about looking at the data and understanding what consumers are looking for, and then optimizing to provide value to that consumer in the form of resources or guides in order to help convert them in. So that was really strong, and something that we guide our customers towards is having some type of downloadable financial guide to prepare them for a conversation. Ultimately, we want them to speak to a sales advisor. But at the end of the day, data is showing that people aren't ready to speak to a salesperson yet. They want to self-educate as much as they can. And you'll see for them, live chat was number 2. And then the lifestyle quiz was mid-range, which is ours. And then schedule a visit form that we have was at the bottom of the funnel. So another data-driven use case, and this really just supports being flexible, having a product that's flexible that you can change. We were doing work. We have 75 skilled nursing that we work with. Peggy, that's on the call today. We worked with them to try to understand what was happening with skilled nursing. We simply changed a button from Get Admissions Ready to Get Help Today, and their conversions increased by 50% over a 2-week period. So there are little subtle tweaks that you can make on your website assistant and in your digital, I would say, journey for your customers that will allow them to feel more comfortable and to convert in more quickly. So that was a great data-driven use case that we worked with. And then another use case that I wanted to share is that, pricing always tends to be kind of a sticky wicket in this industry. And do we share it? How much of it do we share? How do we share it? So we've been working with our customers to use the pro forms to create a more educational based experience for people to either access pricing or have someone contact them back about pricing. And these forms actually allow you to do something that's a little bit more customizable, where you could give a starting at and actually give an explanation to the consumer that, it's fairly, I don't want to say complex, but it's multifaceted, and you may have different benefits that may pay for senior living. And it's really important that you speak to somebody, but still giving them some starting point and using your brand, your language. And then once they convert in with these forms, is we have customizable landing pages. So after they convert in the form, they can download the brochure, they can go to a link to more access and more content. So we want to keep those people engaged and really help them focus with us. So how do we compare to who else is out there? I'd say we're probably the most comprehensive solution, including digital forms, the ability to integrate other products into our product. Also, our tracking mechanisms are really, really strong. And then our digital forms are just really high performing. I think it's an elegant solution that you can build based on what you need, and it's super easy to use for any age person. For us, it's important for us to know what you're trying to achieve. And what we do know is not every two community is alike. And then if your tool is exactly the same tool as the tool down the street, like how are you really differentiating yourself? Um, and I think multiple use cases for us, our customers sometimes put our lifestyle quiz behind a button on their website, but they also put it in the navigator, or maybe they'll use it in an email signature. So what we want to do, we have customers that use our forms to do post-tour surveys, pre-tour surveys. So at the end of the day, we really want you to be able to use the product to its full use. I believe we are a lower price point in the industry. We have some products that are self-serve that are as low as $19.99 per month, and then we have products that go all the way up to $300 a month, depending on what you want to do. But for us, we believe in crawl, walk, run. Get something going, get it on your website. And you know what? One thing, you may not need the same thing on one website that you need on the other website as well. So, and then we really believe in building strong partnerships. It's really important to us. And so that's who we are. So I'd love to stay on and answer any questions you have. See if I did a good job of giving you an overview, Janelle, and see if you have any questions.
Yeah, actually, so we use HubSpot and Welcome Home. We actually just started with both of them and they talk to each other. So
Sure.
just wondering how the form through Waypoint is, I guess, distributed either to HubSpot or Welcome Home.
Yeah.
Just because obviously if it's entered in one, it will go to the other for us.
Yeah.
So how would that work?
Yeah, so it's up to you, right? You tell us how you want it to work. So we have three different integrations with Welcome Home. Depends on how much data you want to track. Do you want to track true lead source, et cetera? But
Mhm.
that integration's already set up. So all we do is map the fields. And then
Okay.
you tell us where you want us to send the data. So if you want us to send the data to both, we can. If you
Mhm.
would rather send us to HubSpot as your first, where you're going to figure out what your MQLs and your SQLs are, and then you're going to distribute that to Welcome Home, we
Mhm.
can do that too. So really, we just need instructions from you on what you want to do and
Okay.
what data do you want us to send. And we'll do the rest. We have integrations with both already set up.
Okay.
With HubSpot, it's field to field, right? So you're going to create a form in HubSpot that's going to capture our data. And
Mhm.
then we're going to send that data to you and we're going to map it. The API is already turned on. Is already set. All we need to do is turn it on and then do the mapping on our side to the mapping on your side. For Welcome Home, again, they're the most versatile that we work with right now. It's really the same thing. We just turn it
Mhm.
on, right? Depending on if you just want to walk, crawl, run, you want us to get the base data on the leads into the system. But if you
Right.
in the future want to be able to do like track session data and know that that user came from organic or it came from Facebook or it came from a pay-per-click landing page, then we can track that and send that also into Welcome Home. And then we go in as a marketing touch point instead of the lead source. So that's up to you. We can be as I think we're the first company who did a full advanced integration on lead source tracking with Welcome Home. So we're open and literally on our side, when we build your forms, we just turn on the integration and then
Mhm.
we map the right fields into Welcome Home. You don't have to do anything with that. You just
Okay.
go ahead and turn it on. But with HubSpot, we do need to work directly with you to understand what is the data that you want us to send into HubSpot, what are the forms, and then we'll go ahead and set that up for you on our side.
Great.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
Yes, very.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the only other question I had was we have one website, but we have all six of our campuses on the website. They each kind of have their own little section.
Yeah.
So as far as the AI sales assistant, would that almost be like a if then kind of thing on the back end? So they're taking them to the right place and like providing the right information?
Yeah, well, yeah, you could do a few things. One is you could, on your corporate page, have an AI assistant that will, in fact, direct them to the right, let's say it's ABC Senior Living Forward slash, you know, Merrill Gardens, whatever it
Sure,
is, right?
sure.
So yeah, you could do that. You could have one AI assistant for all,
Okay.
and then have a different navigator with different forms to make sure that the leads go to the right people. What you always want to think about is where are the leads going to go to? right? To make sure they get to the right people, to the right community ID and welcome home, right? So
Mhm.
it's just really mapping that out. So I think you have a lot of flexibility there. It just
Okay.
depends on how you want to do it. So you could have one navigator for all 6 locations and have somebody pick the location, you know,
Mhm.
but for the forms and making sure the leads get to the right places and your analytics dashboard, you want to be able to measure for each of the communities, how are they converting in? So if you
Mhm.
limit it to having one tool on the site, then you miss out on the opportunity to really look at the data at an individual community level. So
Right.
so you could either look at having one or six, right?
Okay. Right.
But if you what is the website, if you don't mind?
Sure, it's lec.org.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. So Life Enriching Communities. I've gone to your website before, actually. Twin Lakes. Oh yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter, even if it's the / Twin Lakes, you can still have a different navigator on each page and make it customized. Not a
Oh,
problem.
okay.
Yeah, super easy. Not a problem at all.
All
All right,
right.
great. Is there anything else? We'll send out a recording of this to you. And if you want to dig in and you want to do more of a deep dive specifically, what I've done in the past too is build samples for customers so they can look at it and
Mhm.
see, to have an idea. And then any other questions that you have, feel free to reach out, and I'm happy to help in any way, shape, or form we can.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Is that this part of your strategy for 2025 is to get a website assistant up and running?
That was one of our goals, yes. So we're looking, like I said, mostly for the sales assistant and, a chat bot. That's what we found a lot of our competitors to have right now. So,
Yeah.
um, just wanted to make sure we were keeping up with technology and all of that.
Yeah, and the thing you have to be careful with is there's a lot of nomenclature out there. A
Right.
chatbot can be many things, and in most cases, chatbots are just forms
Mhm.
disguised as a chatbot.
Right.
But if you really truly want a conversational agent, you really need to look at AI in general.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's many ways to do it, and I think we always have to think about the customer and the best
Mhm.
experience for the customer.
Sure.
If you guys wanted to do some type of a trial with us, we're happy to do that too, to show you how it works. So you just keep us in mind. You let us know if there's anything we can do to help.
Okay.
And we're here. And I'll send you a note afterwards with the link to the recording. I'll also send you some resources that you can look at as well.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for joining today. I'm sorry you were the only one.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You got like a premier one-to-one office
Yeah,
hour.
really.
Yeah. Thanks, Janelle. It was really
Of
nice to meet you.
course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye bye.